Well, we
Any?
probably should ask her if she's got any topics because we were the ones who brought up
I was
Candy
I was actually
Sunshine.
gonna get to that. I was just gonna say, do you have any good topics or anything? I mean, what you want to talk about? Like what? Like
Well, I
Superman?
mean, I was gonna.
Go ahead.
Do I want to talk about? But
Well, do you want
yeah.
Superman to have a boyfriend? That's the important question these days.
Well, I was actually going to talk about Game of Thrones, but you
Hey,
know.
something Max and I know something about.
Well, I'm not. I was going to ask, what do you think of the new season so far? I mean, bearing in mind that this is the first season that's going, completely rogue in terms of, it's not being based on any of the books.
I think that's actually a good thing because so far, lots of important stuff happening, lots of plot progression. If it
Well, there's a
doesn't
lot of
work,
tension too, because if you think about
well,
it,
that
no one
too.
can go on a wiki and find out what's going to happen next. I mean, nobody knows.
Yeah, but I mean, just like in the case of season five, at times you could tell that they were kind of trying to stretch the material because they were running out of material, that being the books, because lots of season five was spent in that location that's like a stand-in for Spain. What the
Hmm.
fuck is it called? Dorne,
Dawn.
something like that. Basically,
Dawn.
yeah, where the snake ladies come from. Whereas in this season, they just spent like a scene in that place. They established the fact that the king was killed and that now the females are in charge, and we move on, never to see it again, which was kind of great. But so far, the season kind of great. Of course, obviously the creators lied when they said that the show was not going to spoil the books because it kind of did. I mean, the Hodor stuff that's
Yeah,
actually been
no, no,
confirmed.
don't do any spoilers
Oh
because there's people who have.
wow.
Well, I'm not
Yeah,
going to talk about what it is, but
yeah.
it's been
Hodor thing
confirmed by
was.
George R. R.
Nut.
Martin that that happens in the books. So
Yep, that was such a nut punch, man. I was like, oh no, oh no.
it was kind of clever though.
It was. I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Plus, it kind of establishes a precedent where. Okay, can I talk about the previous scene when what's his face time travels and sees Ned Stark when he was young?
I'm sure
Bran.
it doesn't really do anything. So
Okay, well, no, because he does call out to his father, and evidently Ned actually heard him. So, as opposed to just time traveling as a ghost slash specter, he can have some impact on the events of the past. So, I think that's actually going to have a much larger payoff than people think, and that might actually influence the ending of the entire series. Like, I don't think he would be able to, say, prevent the creation of the White Walkers, but because I've heard some theories about how, like, if you go back into some of the earlier seasons, you can see some stuff that kind of at first when you watch it first, it doesn't strike you as odd or anything. But like, for example, in season one, when the Starks find the wolf with the with the puppies, and Ned Stark even says something like how it's odd that a dire wolf would be in this at this on this side of the wall. Like there's some speculation that maybe there was, now that we know that Bran can actually time travel back into the past and influence the events, like that was him doing that. And then in one of the earlier seasons, when
you're
Sam
spoiling it for
fought,
everybody.
I didn't spoil the Hodor scene, so
Yeah, but
okay, fuck me for trying to
even
make.
your 12 season synopsis.
Yeah, well, fuck me for trying to have some interesting conversation. We gotta care about the rubes who didn't catch up with the show yet. I mean, it's practically been a week since that episode, so. All right, but in short, so far I'm very content with where the show is going, aside from the storyline involving what's her face, the Mother of Dragons, as we talked about.
What do you think about the Mother of Dragons, Natalie?
Oh, well, Stoff said that Targaryens are not immune to fire. And if you read the books, it's true. They're not immune, not even Dany. She gets burnt multiple times within this book. They're
Oh,
not
you mean
immune
she
to
actually
fire.
gets
The thing with the
injured?
dragons,
Suffers?
yeah,
I mean, God.
yeah.
Huh.
Well, the beginning scene with the dragons, where the dragons hatch out the eggs, is meant to be like a one-off miraculous deal, which is why Jorah didn't want her to walk into the fire, because if Targaryens were immune to fire, he'd be like, okay, sweet, see you in a few hours when the fire dies down, rather than please don't do it, you're gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. But the thing is that the thing with Daenerys is that I think people are starting to catch up with the book readers in terms of how they feel about Daenerys, because a lot of book readers don't really like her because she is incompetent. She doesn't know anything about ruling. She was never brought up to rule. She has this sort of idealistic view of the world where, everyone is equal, there's no slavery, but she doesn't understand the harsh realities of life, that there needs to be a hierarchy. Unlike Tyrion, who realizes that you can't just abolish slavery overnight without giving, some sort of substitute in terms of, ways to make money.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But yeah, she's very inexperienced. She doesn't have, any military background. All she has is, her name, Westeros, before, apart from when she was a baby. So she knows nothing about the land that she is, apparently meant to take over. So this is all, setting up to, like, Daenerys is going to become mad like the other Targaryens before her, and that the end game of Game of Thrones will be a war between Westeros led by Jon Snow and Daenerys' Dothraki horde.
Song of Ice
and it will be a battle of fire and ice.
See, if she does go insane, at the very least that would be interesting, because as I told Matt on Facebook, if the entire series kind of ends with her ascending, obviously sitting on the Iron Throne and being this perfect ruler who brings in some sort of, ideal matriarchal utopia and everyone all of a sudden gets along, then I'm just going to vomit blood, because that would be such a 180-degree reversal from what Game of Thrones is, and that's a very realistic, zombies and dragons aside, representation of like medieval society and all the Machiavellianism that was going on. So yeah, if she's gonna go mad from either the mental disease that runs in her family, or just she gets like not besotted, what's the fucking word? Basically drunk with power because everyone worships her and oh my god, you're so wonderful, and you've got Jorah, who's like the biggest fucking nice guy in the friend zone ever. I love you, but I'm gonna die for you. Whenever I'm gonna kiss the ground that you walk on.
I'll let drink your bathwater.
Like it's fine French wine, yes. So yeah, if that actually happens, if it's gonna be a battle of fire and ice, so to speak, then fair enough. But if she's gonna become some ideal Mary Sue ruler,
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Oh, good. Let's see. Well, you already talked about give Cap a boyfriend. What else is there? Oh, any of you guys seen The Nice Guys yet?
The movie with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe? No, not yet.
It's really good. Apparently, it's not doing well at the box office because of Civil War and Angry Birds, which is a shame.
Well, you say that, but what I think is what Shane Black should have done was he should have made those two characters gay, because obviously, if you have two male characters on the screen who share some sort of camaraderie, then obviously they want to suck each other's dicks.
Oh, yeah. That thing I mentioned earlier about when you guys were talking about how female characters don't tend to get hurt a lot, that actually... Hold on. I probably don't want to spoil Uncharted 4, but...
Nah, I don't care.
But yeah, that's pretty much one of my biggest problems with Uncharted 4 is the fact that Nadine kind of just walks off at the end of the game and nothing happens to her.
Now, who's Nadine?
She's the tough chick I was telling you about, the tough black chick.
Well, of course she doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
At the end, I watched the ending, mostly just the ending, and at the end she just walks out the door, and that's the end of it. And meanwhile, the male white protagonist, or antagonist, sorry, gets crushed to death by a bunch of fucking treasure.
Ah, well, see, he was white, straight, he had too much privilege, so he had to pay for it, had to atone.
Well, it just pisses me off, though. If you want equality, why can't some of these people ever get killed?
Because...
it goes back to that guy, or that Threepwood thing that you read one time.
Guy versus Threepwood? Yeah, the Galbraith analogy.
Exactly. It goes right back to that. It's like you can kill the white dude, but anyone else is off limits. I mean, there's even things like Call of Duty. Oh yeah, we'll have female characters in Call of Duty. Oh, but you can't shoot them.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to, remember the Tomb Raider reboot and that scene where she gets accosted by one of the male mercenaries, and even though no actual rape happens, it's implied, but nothing bad ever happens to Laura. She fights off the guy, she shoots him in the head, but remember the public outrage about the fact that that scene was there, that a bad guy might want to actually violate her, that something bad might happen.
You cannot win.
Yeah, that also happened with the last Castlevania game, where there was the scene where Dracula was sucking the blood out of this woman, and he's lifting her up by her neck, and they were saying that it was like a metaphor for rape or something. I was like, is his dick that big that he needs to like pick him up or something?
Again,
like, I just didn't get it.
Meanwhile, I haven't played Castlevania 2, but I'd imagine you can actually kill other male characters and feast upon them for health or nourishment or something like that. At the very least, you should, if you're going to play as Dracula. No one raises any complaints about that, because, that's the way it should be. But...
Yeah, it's actually... it actually brought up in the, the honey badgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the women actually brought that up in their talks with David Jaffe, like how female characters tend to not get as much physical punishment as male characters do. And I brought up, like, Rey from Star Wars, how she pretty much gets away scot-free compared to, like, all the other male characters, with the exception of Poe Dameron. But then again, you remember he was originally supposed to die in the original script, so I guess that cancels it out.
Uh-huh. Well, again, it's, I don't know. I guess it's something biological where people just don't want to see bad things happen to females, whereas when it happens to males, like, how many bad guys to say James Bond or Bruce Willis in the Die Hard movies kill indiscriminately, and no one bats an eye. No one writes lengthy articles or essays about all the rampant misandry that's going on the screen, or to go back for a second to the Batgirl issue, for example.
Yeah.
Just a cover page that references the Killing Joke. Oh my God, this is horrible. We cannot have that. And meanwhile, Jason Todd getting bludgeoned to death. Like, Barbara Gordon actually survived getting shot by the Joker. Mind you, she was paralyzed, but still, she lived on. Jason Todd got killed, at least temporarily, then he was brought back to life because comic books, but still. Bruce Wayne getting his back broken by Bane. Him getting raped by Talia al Ghul to conceive, as part of some eugenics experiment, to conceive like an ultimate heir to Ra's al Ghul. That's fine, no one raises any issues, but with Batgirl, oh my God. Although, to be fair, the feminists didn't accomplish jack shit, because The Killing Joke is still getting made into an animated movie made by Bruce Timm, starring Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, so F you. The story lives on.
Yeah, and when you brought up the Galbrush paradox, I actually came up with something myself. Do you remember the show Kim Possible for Disney?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's something that I came up with in comparison to what the Honey Badgers brought up. I call it the Kim Possible paradox, where you have a female character that can do anything, but in that she's actually kind of boring and uninteresting. But you have the male sidekick who's obviously weaker, and he actually has to go through more development, and he actually becomes the most interesting character.
Yeah, and then of course I think the guy wasn't his last name something like Stoppable? Like he was.
His name was Ron Stoppable.
Yeah.
Could be stopped.
So again, you can have a character like Kim Possible, but she's just not interesting.
But it's the same thing with Rey in Star Wars. Is Rey was boring as fuck, whereas Finn was the only one who was actually fun and interesting. Well, not the only one, but the funnest one, I think.
Yeah, he had
the most human.
Finn was the best. He had the best character arc. Best backstory.
Even what's his face, the bad guy at the very least. He's
even Kylo Ren.
Going on.
Yeah,
Kylo Ren was really interesting.
Plus, can we go into, I'm sorry to cut you off, Matt, but can we go into the potential spoilers for the next, even though it's not been confirmed, but for the next film, if it turns out that it's true and she is indeed the chosen one?
Yeah, sure. I was just going to say that it was interesting, like when Kylo Ren, when he got shot by Chewie's light blaster, and he's punching his wound, he's almost like a masochist. He almost like thrives on pain. I mean, even things like that, it's like, wow.
Yeah, when I saw that, I heard it was like he was like losing energy, and he was doing that to like get his blood flowing and get hyped up on testosterone and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I really like that scene.
Get those endorphins going and shit.
Yeah. But if the leaks are actually accurate, and it turns out that Rey, spoilers, she is the reincarnated spirit of Anakin Skywalker, so she's...
No joke. Okay, so on it wasn't Reddit. It was on a different forum I saw, where the next movie. What's the name of the next movie? The next one that they said.
Oh fuck! The Fall of the Rebellion or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, right? Anyways, so there's this post up on Reddit, or not Reddit, a different forum that I read, and they released a synopsis script, and it could be fake, could be real. But the name of it was also the Rebellion Falls or something like that. And it's basically a play-by-play retelling of The Empire Strikes Back. With Luke as Yoda, Rey as Luke, everybody else goes to this city, gets captured and tortured, and Kylo Ren's trying to flush Rey back out, right? And Max, did you want to deliver the line, or shall I?
Well,
the great revelation of that particular.
We can split, because there are two characters involved. We can split the responsibilities. Like, you can be Luke and I can be Rey or something like that.
Okay, go ahead. So they're arguing, and then Rey says the following.
I'm gonna paraphrase, but something to the effect of, "Let me guess, you're my father, right? You abandoned me."
And Luke Skywalker says, "No, you're my father."
Dun dun dun.
Isn't that shit? Because apparently they're going the Avatar: The Last Airbender route. Every couple of generations, there's a reincarnated, like, savior or something like that.
The chosen one, yeah.
Yeah, and so the last time it was Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker. Now it's Rey.
Mm-hmm. Why do we even need the chosen one? I know that George Lucas was going for a Jesus imagery, but as Mr. Plinkett
we're going all Zen Buddhism.
Yeah, but as Mr. Plinkett points out, first, who came up with this prophecy? At first, the prophecy was that the evil one was going to bring balance to the Force, but then in the next movie, the prophecy says that he was going to defeat the Sith, and George Lucas kind of tried to rationalize it by saying, like, well, first he became evil, but then in Episode 6 he defeats the Emperor, so he defeats the Sith. But surely there are other Siths beside the Emperor. Like, even in the new movie, you've got Kylo Ren and you've got what's-his-face, Snooki. So, so much for that prophecy. And now they're trying to bring it back and close the gap between the prequel trilogy and the new movies. The opposite of what the fans want.
Well, they're trying to reinvent the regular movies. I mean, the fact that the synopsis is very close to a one-to-one rehash of the entire plot for The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
The same beats, different planets, different characters, same beats.
Different revelation, but there's still a revelation at the end. I don't know why they're doing it, and if they do, it's going to be the most ridiculous thing ever. Because, you know, since we were talking about Rey being a Mary Sue, that makes it even worse.
Yeah, it sounds fucked up beyond belief. I mean, again, this is just a post on a forum, and I can find the texting, and we were actually planning on doing kind of like a after hours about it, but until more is confirmed, we really don't want to jump into it. And
oh boy! All right, so Jacob, Duke, who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Racist.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't Duke have to leave soon?
I'm a vampire, so I'm even more oppressed than Duke.
You're even paler than white. Yes.
Didn't Duke have to go though?
I burn in the sun. Wait. Yeah, Duke. Do you have to go? I'll let you go first if you have to.
So you know it's benevolent racism.
Jesus.
Well, you know, as a vampire, Duke has more privilege than me.
Oh, he's got cable, so he's the most privileged of all.
Yes.
If you remember last month's stream.
Exactly.
Oh wow, I don't know how to come back from that. I mean,
Well, first of all, you call us crackers because we deserve it. You honky motherfuckers.
Well, okay, I'll see.
And then he threatened to punch us, the microphone.
Oh, yes. Well, there's interesting stuff in the comic book world. I mean, the whole Hail Hydra stuff, which to me is hilarious. It's you know what? I wish I'll probably, if I get some money and such, I will commission a FUBU to do this drawing out. Picture this: Captain America all dour saying Hail Hydra. How about him be like, you know what? Screw it. Be like Hulk Hogan when he turned heel. He just came this like when he returned the NWO, right? When he was just, spray, like, have, like, the spray painted and WCW title belt, and he just rocked onto it. I would like to see, like, if I can commission a FUBU, have, like Captain America wearing, like, some Hydra stuff, and just, like, doing some rock and roll, like, with some with, like, a Hydra or something like that, say, like, Hail Hydra, motherfuckers, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, you know what, screw it. Just have fun with it, because I think it would have been a lot more interesting just having this dour, this whole Red Skull trying to be Trump, which is so thinly veiled. I mean, I don't like Trump as much as the next guy, but seriously, really, just have him basically the Red Skull basically being like a Hitler. I'm like, come on, man, come on. I mean,
literally Hitler.
Yep, exactly. I mean, and then you have the whole, I actually emailed y'all this article of Marvel, like I think it was one of the actors from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Chloe, one of them, I think, who plays Daisy Johnson. She was actually talking, like, in one of the conventions. She felt like the whole Marvel Universe saying it's all connected is not really connected, because they barely get any type of talk or screen time or anything else the Marvel Universe. Because it feels like, to me, I was like, yeah, this does feel like that. It does feel like it is really disconnected. I feel like they're all separate Earths. I mean, besides the huge, big Avengers type of, the whole Avengers stuff, what other things that connects to the movie universe? I mean, there's nothing. I mean, the Marvel Netflix series could just take place on another Earth at this point, because I think they're so good and, like, barely any mention. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., other than the Winter Soldier thing, which felt really connected, there's nothing there for them. It feels like you just like, it's like Earth 1 is the Marvel stuff, Earth 2 is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Earth 3 is the Marvel Netflix stuff, the real good stuff.
Yeah. Well, Duke, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it because there's some major tension between the guy who owns the Marvel/ABC TV stuff and Kevin Feige, who owns the Marvel Cinematic Department, and also I forget the guy's name, but I read some... Yeah, because I've read some, you could call it conspiracy theories and whatnot, but like the reason why Captain America... There was this revelation that he's been a Hydra agent all along, which I think is bullshit. Like, probably chances are 5 issues down the line, they're going to reveal that he was brainwashed or something like that. But because it's comic books, it happens all the time.
Yeah, because if that was the case, I'm like, hey, y'all took a sweet-ass time, putting him up forward. I mean, if you had Captain America in your back pocket, wouldn't you put him out a little earlier? Instead of having him beat up Baron Strucker or,
saving the world 27 billion times with the Avengers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's like,
Well, they forgot the password.
Damn you, LastPass!
Two things real quick. Number one, did you guys see the joke parody pictures going around the net where?
Oh yes, there's actually
one of Hail Hydra where it shows Batman and he's like.
I just posted it in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, in fact, there's actually one from let's see. There's.
I shot my parents. I could see the whole time. I hate
Daredevil's like I could see the whole time.
Oh yes, there's a couple actually wrestling ones. It's like John Cena. Is this quote? "You can see me." Yes, and also one from there has to be some more. Oh, here's someone that actually replaced the Hail Hydra thing, and it has like Captain America be like, "Sonic Adventure 2 still holds up," which is a lie. And just have other memes, just like it's like, and actually one from like I think I can remember one like says that I can't remember. It was like really funny. It was like, man,
I don't even like video games.
No, he's like, all right, you know what? It's all about games journalism. And they just keep going and going and going. It's like wow.
The second thing I wanted to bring up was I think that honestly, just because the fact that Fox has the X-Men, that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a little bit tighter, because if you think about it,
oh God,
in Marvel, you have half of these people who get magic powers or superpowers and they're heroes, but then the people who are born with these superpowers are freaks and mutants and should be despised.
Yeah, Captain America is seen as a national hero, whereas someone like Wolverine is seen as a freak.
Yeah, exactly. As someone like Hulk is a hero, and
if you're born with it, you're a freak. If you paint it on your face, you're a star.
Exactly. If you get it by accident, then you're a hero. But if you're born with these powers, then you're to be feared and hated.
Yeah, that just makes no daggone sense. I was like, I mean, could you imagine them trying to retcon the Marvel Universe, try to retcon all the previous X-Men films into their canon? That ever happened if they actually got the rights back?
Oh God, it'd never happen. I mean,
I bet Deadpool will be like, yeah, that's kind of strange.
Deadpool will be like, these timelines are so confusing.
Yeah, exactly. To me, that's amazing. That how the X-Men actually just did I never seen a major studio did that before. Major studio just said, screw it, we're just gonna retcon, just legitimately just gonna retcon a
all
story.
the bad films.
Yeah, just and make it into our own plot. Like, you just sit there like, I mean, I've seen comic books and TV shows sometimes do this, but like in a major movie studio said, you know what, in our main plot, we're going to erase these two bad films from canon.
Well, Superman versus Batman.
Well, yeah.
Oh, did you guys hear that they're rethinking the entire Justice League direction?
Yeah, Jeff Johns is now the guy who's who I heard is actually doing who is actually behind the whole DC universe and the TV division, which has mixed bags. I mean, Legends of Tomorrow is getting good fandom. The Flash is really good, even though Barry's an idiot. And Arrow, which, I mean, when you're top Reddit, your biggest fans on Reddit just said screw it after the last season. Had you heard the story that the Reddit fandom of like this big Reddit fandom of Arrow, they just said screw it. They dropped Arrow and signed up with Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
They like straight F this and like F it. they did not like it. And Supergirl, which is meh. But overall, a lot of people seem to like the series. So, and you keep saying hope and optimism, and I think that's something what DC can have over Marvel, and instead of Zack Snyder, who I did enjoy Batman v Superman, but when he says that he wants to have Batman raped in prison in some places.
I saw that. It's just that kind of encapsulates everything that's wrong with Zack Snyder, isn't it? It's always
he's raping superheroes up the ass.
Well, actually, I was gonna make that joke in the forums, but then I forgot. It's like Zack Snyder wants to have Batman raped, and I was like, well, that kind of did happen.
He's already doing it.
Oh no! It's just like I try. Like, you know what? I shake my head because Zack Snyder when he.
Even better, have Batman rape the villains.
Oh, well.
That's edgy, yeah.
Because Batman needs boyfriends.
It's sad that these characters... I don't understand it. The Marvel Cinematic Universe and all this stuff is making money. They're making billions and billions of dollars. And the comics division has to continue to do these shock tactics that from the 90s.
Yeah, the thing is, they don't really sell very well. The comics don't.
Yeah, because they don't align themselves to the movies. They don't like people. I talk to people who are like, I've never read comics. I want to see what the whole big thing. They read it, they're like, ooh, yeah. Especially when I picked up Avengers versus X-Men. Right after the Avengers movie, I thought this was gonna be good, and then next thing you know, I saw the X-Men beating the Avengers. I just shook my head and just like, yeah, I'm done.
I actually picked up a Deadpool comic, like the first issue of the latest relaunch. I'm like, I'm done with that.
Yeah, I'm like, they don't understand. I'm like, and besides, in the wrestling sense, that's like basically putting like having like say, well, let's see, what's a bad team right now? Social Outcast, putting them over like the New Day or something like that. Even though like even though the New Day is what makes you more money and actually are more interesting. The social outcasts are not interesting, not boring. In fact, they actually cost you money. In fact, that's what, and then you have them win the championships because that makes total sense. What was surprising with the WWE nowadays, that even though, and I still blow my mind about X-Men beating the Avengers, I'm like, you do realize Fox owns the X-Men, right? I wanted to tell them all, like, hey, Marvel, they don't own the movie rights to the X-Men, right? I mean, you do realize that.
Contractually leased or something along those
Yeah,
lines.
I mean, you should be making the Avengers look strong. I'm not saying to kill off the X-Men in the battle, but just beat them down a couple minutes and then just have the X-Men just say, you know what, the Avengers are right and they're great, and just put them over and that sort of thing. That should have been the end of it. But no.
Yeah.
Well, it might have been viewed as a racial thing.
It's the X-Men. It's always a race thing.
Yeah.
Or something. Or even, oh my goodness, there's something, where is it? It's something I responded to from something, because this is a comic I will see if I can share, because this right here is just just one of the worst things I've seen of this SJW type of thing. This poor this woman, this little girl was telling the story that I want to be a superhero in the Marvel universe and stuff like that. It's like, oh, I want to be a superhero and everything else and all this stuff. You know why I couldn't be a superhero? It's not because I got the radioactive bug or I'm not a mutant. It was because I have the wrong chromosome.
What?
Wow. I mean,
Wow.
that's the reason why we have Wonder Woman and Supergirl and Batgirl and Spider-Woman now. And I mean, you go through the list of superheroes, and there's plenty of female characters out there.
Oh,
That
reminds me of that one scene in the Deadpool comic I picked up. Remember the videos about the ISIS guys beheading people? Well, instead of ISIS, they had the Arizona nationalist white guys beheading immigrants, attempting to behead immigrants. It's like,
oh, joy!
Wow.
I thought you were gonna go a bunch of feminists cutting off like the other heads of men.
I thought it was gonna be like the feminists finally caught up with Central Cat Studios or something.
Cutting off their dicks.
Stick your cock in the guillotine. Well, you guys remember that joke I made about when we were talking about feminist porn in one of the previous wild cards, and I said, what does that look like? Do the guys have huge schlongs or are they cut off?
So yeah, even Deadpool's falling for the SJW shit.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing. Oh, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. You can look at this. Be amazed or just facepalm. It's right here. It says, yeah, this poor girl was like, she's like this. When I was a kid, I did everything I could to get superpowers. Radiation exposure, arachnoid farming, archaeology. I invented a laser helmet. My teacher was unimpressed. Let's see. And it comes up, it says, expert, exactly. And then it comes right down, it says, I finally realized that I was being unrealistic. I could never be my heroes. They all had something I didn't. A Y chromosome. Honestly, by then, I had other things on my mind. Like most girls my age, I was, that sort of, I'm like, what in the world type of writing is this? What type of stuff? Who gets paid to write this crap?
Who pays to read it?
I mean, this is like, I mean, who tells these people, you can't do this or do that type of stuff?
Unfortunately, the market does a lot of that. It's the same thing with the Twilight movies. It's really the market. I mean, if it's going to sell, then it's going to be what's going to be written, unfortunately, which if crap sells, it means that crap is going to be written.
And in fact, funny enough, one of them actually tweets and says, so I quote, but even Marvel realizes that they have a bunch of female characters, right? I mean, they have. This is a Marvel comic, so I'm like, you do realize you had Jean Grey, you have Psylocke. I mean, I could just name out female X-Men or, Black
yeah, at least
Cat,
half
all
the
this.
team of X-Men are female, so
Yeah, strong females. In fact, Storm led the group of X-Men once. You have strong females in every part of Marvel fandom and such. And I'm like, seriously? You're just saying? And you're like, you know what? It's not. It's because you know why? Because you have a Y chromosome. I'm like, get that out of here. What does that tell you for a little girl or something like that? Yeah, you can't achieve anything, but yet they achieved, but not you. But they did. I don't know. Just and I don't understand. I don't.
Just playing the victim again. That's what it is.
I've had a lot of experience with some of the Tumblr arenas, as most people like to refer to them, and a lot of them are actually seeking like a validation from the rest of society. So what they do is they try to just take over stuff so they can just feel validated about themselves instead of realizing that all they're doing is actually promoting what they're actually fighting against.
They're alienating themselves by forcing people to accept them or view them or worship them or whatever it is.
yeah.
It's like, hey Max, I want you to pay more attention to me, so I'm going to get in your face, and I'm gonna practically use force to get you to notice me. And what kind of impression is that going to leave?
Yeah, again, going back to Captain America, for example. Oh, we need more gay superheroes because people are, not adverse, but there is some instances of homophobia and whatnot. So we're going to forcefully change Captain America's sexual orientation to make him gay, and if you object to that, then we're going to lambast you and portray you as some sort of homophobe, and we're going to stigmatize you. So surely it's even going to... you're just going to prove these people right. It's like, the fags are ruining everything, and all of a sudden Captain America becomes gay. You're no longer, you're not allowed to criticize that. So of course, these people are only going to get their hateful views reaffirmed. Where it's like, see, the gays are ruining everything.
Well, and even worse, if you read the stuff, even like in some universities, they're going after gay white people now. They're like, well, you're too privileged. They're telling gay people now they're too privileged. So when they see Captain America is gay, they were like, well, Captain America is only halfway there, because he's only halfway because he's still white and he still has privilege. He still has cable too. So
yeah, that's the deciding factor. But look at all the ruckus that Milo has been causing with his tour, going from university to university. Some black chick.
The dangerous faggot tour, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
I saw videos. I wanted to punch a wall because I saw these two like trying to be like, well, we're trying to be edgy and stuff. Like she's trying to dance to Macarena, just doing horribly. I'm like, oh, good Lord! I just like, is this what we are now? Is this what black people are now going to become? We're just become parodies of ourselves now. We're just parodies at this point.
I actually wonder if like half the shit isn't kind of the point. Is to keep, just like the Zootopia thing, is to keep the people divided amongst themselves by race and sex and everything else, so government the media can keep their power over the people.
Could be, but see, in this case, I still think that people are at fault because, as our comrade Lenin referred to them, they're the useful idiots. They're the ones who buy into all of this. So,
right.
If
like,
there
that,
is
like that one girl who go ahead.
I was going to say, if there is some sort of shady organization like the Illuminati or the Masons who are
I wasn't
behind
talking about
this.
Illuminati or anything. I'm saying our own government.
Well,
Ooh,
whoever it is,
yeah,
like the puppet master behind the scenes, if they're orchestrating all of this, then the people are still at fault because they're buying into this. So.
Right, because if you're a sexism baiter like Anita or a race baiter or whatever else, you keep your power by keeping the issues, right?
Yeah.
And granted, there's genuine issues out there, but some of them are just kind of like, wait a minute, why are we fighting over this?
I blame all of this on that Silent Hill dog who's actually probably doing the
Yes!
He's doing the puppet master. It's all him.
Oh my God, yes.
Well, one of the channels that I follow, The Amazing Atheist,
Yeah.
he actually started a campaign to actually give money to an organization that helps women in third world countries, like, with reproductive rights and sexual education and stuff like that, so that way they actually know what the people in the first world does. Of course, the first thing that these third-wave campus feminists do is start jumping all over him, saying that he's not being honest and he's just doing this to get at Anita Sarkeesian because of her new thing about history and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just like, seriously, guys?
You can't win. You cannot win.
You can't win. And I even tried to talk to someone. I even tried to do a little Twitter thing with that, and I got blocked. I'm like, well, that was... Then again, same thing with Steve Sives and stuff like that. He actually lives near here in Maryland and such. I'm like, well, maybe I could just say hello, like, fellow Marylander, and he's like, I'm blocked. Just blocks me for no reason. And, just can't handle any type of criticism, can't handle that stuff. I mean, seriously, I'm a black Christian on the internet. I have to deal with criticism left, right, and center. So, seriously, if I could deal with it, I don't know why these people can't. Why do these special snowflakes have to have these little safe spaces and the little, playgrounds and the little things that have to draw coloring books? I'm like, you saw the stories, right, man, about these grown people got to go in these like little places where they have like these like kindergarten, like had to draw these coloring books to make me feel bad. I'm like, what?
Infantilization.
I give up. I just said, you know what? Putin, take over the world. I'm done. I'm out.
Okay, as King of Sorrow actually just brought up in the chat, Sargon of Akkad is actually starting a petition to suspend and investigate social justice courses being taught in universities, and the idea is that these professors are actually perpetrating this behavior in these college students, and it's just making them feel like they're being attacked and they need their safe space. And it's like, what they don't understand is that all they're doing is they're just in an echo chamber. And it's like, they don't hear any differing opinions because all the opinions that are being expressed are the same ones that they themselves feel. So, of course, when they go out into regular society, they're going to be triggered and they're going to be offended. It's because their entire college life and possibly their entire life, all they've ever heard is what they want to hear.
Oh, and when reality hits them. It used to be when they were 18, reality hits you, which... when that's when I got my wake-up call when I was like 16, 17, 18. But it seems like it goes on longer and longer with these these like no nonsense degrees in gender studies and these type of things. Which what is that? What is that thing going to help you with? At least I would say with communications, you can actually talk and do something, work with public speaking, doing things on the radio, entertainment, or being one of these news pundits like Milo and stuff like that. At least something with that. There's something you can work with. But with gender studies, what is it other than just
Well, you can follow Anita's footsteps and become a professional victim, accuse everyone and be sexist, homophobic, racist, and so on and so forth, and demand a job from these companies, hire me as a consultant to ensure, that you toe the party line, or else.
And make video games, movies, and entertainment suck even more because there's no real type of, there's no real type of consequences or comeuppance to any of these like characters, which when I try to write. Even in, when I do my little stuff, I always like to say, let me just write some, what type is cause and effect. There's no effect that causes these like female characters. I've read, we all have fun with fan fictions, but yeah, I've read fan fictions of characters from some anime stuff to Sonic the Hedgehog stuff, all this type of stuff, and I'm like, they actually treat they actually have however crack or how crazy they are, like those crack stories that you're like, oh god, these people are crazy, but who writ this stuff. But at least they actually have like the whole cause and effect thing. They always had like something there. Nowadays, it's like there's no cause and effect. Like, you see the whole thing started with Twilight. I mean, Bella started all this craziness, and what's her consequence? She gets like a vampire husband and a kid, and there's no type of consequence whatsoever for her. And she gets turned into a vampire, which she always wanted. Yay! Because that's gonna teach the youth so much.
I heard a joke one time that Bella could have saved herself all the trouble of going through the pain of having Renesmee if she had just fucked a popsicle.
Yeah.
That's so politically incorrect. I love it.
Yeah, that is pure.
Well, I mean, the look on her face throughout like 100% of the movie, it looks like she fucked a popsicle.
Yeah, and I'm like vampires, and I'm hoping.
That's for the behind the scenes there laughing, man. It's you don't realize it, but she does have a popsicle up there the entire time.
Well, they say that like she's worth like $35 million, and that's like $35 million per expression.
I wonder if
did you guys ever see the Beavis and Butthead episode, one of the more recent ones, where like they're watching Twilight, and her face is just like her mouth is just droopy, and she has a stupid spacey look on her face.
Oh my god!
That's the entire fucking movie.
Yeah, and you know what? And even worse is that it not only with bad.
I mean, her mouth is open so far. It's just like you go ahead and just slide it right on in.
Yep.
It's like
it did so much damage, not only bad, with the female protagonist, but also werewolves and vampires and such. Which hopefully will be fixed when Blade, which supposedly Wesley Snipes talking about that again.
Oh hell yeah!
So, yes, hopefully not these type of glittery, sparkle people who just I'm a monster, and I'm like, when the hell is someone like Blade to come in and slice him up, please? I was just someone kill him, but no.
Weren't there also rumors that there's going to be a Netflix Blade series?
And I'm so happy for that. So yes,
it's gotta be Snipes though, man. Snipes is fucking badass.
Oh, he can still pull it off easily.
Yeah.
But there's also going to be a Ghost Rider series, and in that case, please no Nicolas Cage, is what I say.
Oh, come on. You want to have,
I'm crazy. Ooh.
It's scratching at the door. Exactly.
The bees.
Oh, come on. Nick Cage right next to someone like Robert Downey Jr. would be priceless. It would be a memorable movie. You got to give it that. It would be more memorable, like Iron Man and Ghost Rider with Nick Cage and Rodney Downey Jr. That would be a movie. That would be something you would want to see. I'll be the first day. I'll be like in it for the first day.
Oh my god! I would give my firstborn child to see that.
Oh gosh!
I don't have kids. I would go find a firstborn child.
I just pick one up at Walmart.
Fubu, watch out.
There's enough running around there. You probably could just pick one up at Walmart.
Exactly. Oh gosh. Or worse, it remind me of like a Kmart story, man. Do y'all even go to Kmart anymore? Because that's.
I used to go there when I was a kid, but that's about it.
Oh, I went there like a couple years ago. Like it was like 2005. Going to get like a new CD player. Guess what? It looked like something like a tour. The store looked like it was garbage. It looked like there was actually like piss on the floor. I think there was actually piss and some brown stuff, which there was actually piss and shit on the floor. I was like, and I'm like, I don't care how much this Walkman cost. I'm leaving. And thank goodness I didn't slip on any of that stuff. I was like, you know what? I'd never step foot in the Kmart ever again because I do not want to have that type of experience again.
Well, the Walkman that you were buying from Kmart a couple of years ago, was it the cassette player Walkman?
No, I'm not that old.
I'm saying Kmart's that old.
Yeah.
No,
it was actually the CD.
I remember, like, back in the day, like, everyone was like, oh my god, Kmart's becoming huge, it's going to become a monopoly because it's going to buy Sears or vice versa, and we got to stop Kmart. Then Walmart comes over and bitch slaps Kmart. And then Amazon comes over and bitch slaps Walmart.
And then Target comes in and bitch slaps all of them because Target is great.
It's not Target, it's called Target. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now, pronounce it right, man.
I know, that's the joke, is everybody talks about Target, and it's like, you dumb bastards.
You're oppressing me. You're oppressing me with your pronunciations, Laughing Man.
Well, I'm sorry.
Not kidding. I saw this video where this woman was leading like her 5 or 6 kids through a Target, and she was basically protesting their gender-neutral bathrooms, and she was just shouting at the top of her lungs, "This is shameful! This is wrong! This is horrible!" And the first thing I could think of was that scene from Game of Thrones where they're walking that woman through the crowd, and you have that lady behind her ringing that bell, going, "Shame! Shame!" And it was like,
you know what they need to do? You know how you fix the entire bathroom problem? One person bathrooms. Period. Done. Whoever needs to use the bathroom, there's just one stall and one urinal on the side, one sink. You get in, you go inside, you lock the door, you go do your thing, you come back out, you're done.
Oh,
okay.
and
here's my thing. If you know what junk the person next to you has,
why are you looking?
You are the.
It's you know what that I would take. You know what, personally, I'm like, if you're gonna have that one stall, we're gonna have like I want to have a couch. I want to have a couch to sit and chill for a while. I don't know why the women's bathroom get all that type of stuff. Why do they?
I have never seen a couch in a bathroom before.
I do remember seeing like some women's bathrooms are a hell of a lot nicer than the men's rooms.
Men's room, they don't give a flying fuck.
Oh hell no, they don't even clean the men's rooms.
Yeah, they're like, oh.
See, that's because they have to make up for years and years of feminine oppression by making us go and pee in the yard. So they have to make our bathrooms nice and cushy. See, you guys don't know this because there's actually a second bathroom that's actually hidden behind the main one, and those have like heated seats and nice music, and there's even someone there that'll spray the poopery in the bowl for you before you go.
Nice and graphic.
No, that must have been the millionaire bathrooms that, so like Duke Phillips would actually use.
See, that's the difference right there. Is it's not so much the men's and women's bathrooms; it's between the peons and the upper class. They act like if we go in and use like an upper crust bathroom, we're gonna drink from the bidet like it's a fucking water fountain or something. Oh look, a water fountain!
I probably would.
That's reminded that scene of Basketball. They're using a rich person's bathroom, and Matt Stone is drinking out of the bidet.
And Jack is gonna be like, that's gonna probably happen. My luck is gonna be like, this could be right on the YouTube, I guess. Uneducated black person drinking from the bidet, and it gets 3 million views. Oh gosh, but I don't know. It's the world has gone crazy.
Yeah.
And well, we got a first class, seat to it. So enjoy the madness, people, and that's
enjoy the decline, as they say. Yeah.
Yep.
Enjoy the decline, and hopefully, maybe things will eventually clear up, right?
Everything burns.
Yeah.